Now I know what Dan Lanning felt like back there in Madison. Those tough, gritty wins are they're hard to come by, but they're really rewarding. That was a good win. That was a good win against an NCAA tournament team from the SEC. So we've gotten the Big 12, gotten the SEC, and now our next game is against the ACC. So we've got some work ahead of us, but this was a heck of a game. Two heavyweights. I don't think either team played their best tonight. Both teams a lot of turnovers, but I think from pretty good defense. And we got to clean up a couple of the errors that we made, but by and large, I'm really happy, and I'm happy for the team. We talked about, we go to Hawaii next, and pleasure is a lot more fun after hard work, and we worked hard the last couple of nights, and now we can have some fun.
Talk about Philly. This was a big night for her, obviously, getting the start.
Yeah.
Came up huge in big moments.
Yeah, we just, we knew that, listen, for us to be at our best, Philly's got to be a big part of it, so it was just time to kind of put her back in that lineup, and she delivered tonight. It was great to see. We're a different team when she's, on the court, and she's still, you guys can tell she's not at 100% yet. She's got to get back in shape, but she's tough in there. And this was a high for minutes for her on the season, right? So, yeah, we were given the okay to play her a little bit more, not quite 21, but we needed her, and she got ample rest. So I'm really happy for her.
Their activity defensively seemed to give you more problems in the first quarter than the rest of the way. Did you guys adjust too much? Was it just kind of getting used to their speed and executing better?
Yeah, well, what we started doing is, if you noticed, almost everything was in the middle third of the floor. We stopped going to the sidelines, and we just weren't getting anything out of it. We're not quick enough to get by those guys, and so we tried to keep everything centered. And we ran some single ball screen in the middle. We ran some horn stuff. And, with some good success. I thought we dribbled a little bit too much tonight. But, I credit Auburn. They're not easy to play. They keep coming at you. And that zero, Talia, man, she is really legitimately good. That's a pro. And, she got hers and Five got some, but we really did a nice job on everybody else, I think.
It's another game where Mevius hits a really big shot down the stretch. For someone that's not taking, 10, 15 shots a game, what makes her so good at coming up in those moments? And
well, she's kind of crafty, and we kind of wanted to. That was kind of a failed little kind of weave, and but it ended up in her hands, and she was able to turn the corner. She's really good at that. But that was kind of a circus little finish. But hey, she's shown that she can make those big game winners in big important games, so good on her. We needed that too.
Kelly, what do you make of the way that this team has come together as quickly as they have and have built this identity of toughness, defense?
That's what I've been most impressed with. People forget we have 9 new players, and really 10 if you count Peyton, since she didn't play last year, and that's not easy in this short a period of time. And look at our schedule. I look at a lot of teams just rolling up on people by 60, 70, 80 points. And we're playing knockdown, drag-out games against big-time competition. So it's making us better. But, yeah, that's been impressive, the way they have played well together. There's good chemistry off the court in practice and then on the court. So it's a good group. They're fun to coach.
To Philly, she, really, it seemed like a breakthrough for her emotionally too to, get back and play the minutes she did and contribute like she did.
Yeah, it's big for her confidence. I think tonight, a game like this against a really good front line. I mean, they're big, they're physical. That's an SEC team, and she went in and not only held her own, she was, the best post on the floor tonight. So I think that confidence is going to help her continue to grow.
And so the 2 threes Sophia hit back-to-back. You guys hadn't hit a 3 until that point, and then she knocks in a couple right in a row.
The second one hits the side of the backboard, curled in. You take them all. Well, obviously they were huge. A lot of people make threes and stuff when it doesn't matter. You're either way up or way down, and it's easy for those to go in, right? But to do it when you really need it, and we needed both of those at that point.
Were down today, and even in some of those drought periods, it didn't seem like your team flinched. What does this say about this team right now to have that mindset this early in the season?
Well, we've got a lot of experience and older players. Lexi Whitfield's like 30, and Peyton's got to be 25, right? We just have a lot of veteran players that that have been in games like this, and that really helps, especially at the guard line. Deja, again, it wasn't her best game, but she always plays a really good floor game. But when you have her and Peyton on the court, Sophia is just a sophomore, but she's kind of a really cerebral player and plays older than she is, and we've got experience, and that helps. And now we've won a couple close games like this against really good teams, so it gives them confidence in a close game that we can make the plays when we need to.
Is Peyton a bit of a fastball for you guys? It seems like the offense runs a little differently when she has a ball in her hand compared to Deja.
Yeah, it does. They're both similar players in some ways. They're better in the mid-range, but which I think is great. We switch off and then we play Elisa there a little bit. I thought Nani came in and gave us good minutes tonight. We've shown some good depth. So on any given night, it's been somebody different. But yeah, Peyton's kind of been that steady force so far for us.
Start for her in the first half, especially. It was less with the three ball, but more with her finishing around the rim. What does that, I guess, say just about her ability to adapt to what the defense throws at her?
Yeah, well, and we needed her to start. She probably would have had a better second half, but I got on her from the two flops. I probably shouldn't have done that so hard, so emphatic, we'll say. And but she's a competitor. She looks you right back in the eye and said, "Oh yeah, I'll show you." But yeah, she got off to a great start. Thank goodness.
You guys are undefeated now. Continue to keep this winning streak. What does that mean for you and the team, and how does that going to affect the mentality going forward?
Well, we're going to feel really good and have fun tonight. That's great. But we leave at 4 a.m. tomorrow for a road trip. So we'll enjoy it tonight, maybe the next day or two. But then we got to get back to business. But yeah, I'm really pleased. 6-0. And you look at our opponents. I know they've all been at home. I get that. And the crowd's been awesome. But, we've beaten good teams. I mean, Grand Canyon's a good team. Nevada's a good team. Cal Baptist, good team. North Texas, and then Baylor and Auburn. So they're not just roll the ball out and, okay, we're going to win by 20, 30 tonight. We've had to actually, play good basketball to get where we're at. But we've got a long way to go. Long way to go.
A lot of whistles in the game, not necessarily all fouls, but what is sort of your advice, or what is your message that you're telling the players when it's refed so closely like that?
Yeah, to our benefit, though. We got I think we took 3 or 4 charges in that first quarter. We were doing a great job. We got away from that and gave them the rim, too often in that second half. But, I thought we adjusted okay to it, they called it tight tonight, as they should in a game like this. But, early on, we didn't handle it well. We got in foul trouble in that first half, but Sarah Rambis came in and did a good job, gave us a nice lift there. And, every game's a little bit different, but those are 3 really good referees. All 3 of those have done Final Fours recently. So that's about as good a crew as you can get. And so, I'll defer to them on some of that stuff. Yeah, that's a good crew. Am I allowed to comment on the crew?
You just did.
Yeah, as long as it's positive.
Yeah.
They hear too much of the negative. And, I'll have to relook at that flopping rule. Maybe I coached them wrong, but I didn't think maybe a couple of those would have qualified, but they gave me a good explanation, so I was good with it.